Okay, friends, tell me if you can see me, hear me, all that good stuff. Yes, you see me typing on screen. How exciting. Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. No clue what was going on. Excuse my arms in the way here. Yeah, good. You see my keyboard. What a nightmare. Oh, I don't know what was hold on a second. I guess I'll just stick my mouse over here. Okay, so just trying to, I didn't have my desk set up correctly because I was in a panic that I couldn't get I was not able to join my stream from my phone. So I don't know what the deal was there. But you know what? It wouldn't be alive unless there was a technical difficulty. So how about we get started since I'm already behind? So I'll show you the cards we're going to make today. We are going to make 4x4 cards. So these are the 3 cards that we're going to make. Super simple. They just kind of step up a tiny bit with each card. So that's what we're going to make. So I'm going to set these aside, and I think I'm all prepared, but we shall see. Thanks, Tammy. Thank you, Patty. So the first one that we're going to do is this pretty simple one. Something on my plastic envelope. Let's see if I can get this out here. I was going to do a picture-in-picture. Thanks, Tracy. So I could be in a smaller section of the screen, but for some reason, anything I use to hold my phone goes right across like the center of my face, and I cannot figure out how to fix that. So we just got to keep it the same, I guess. Okay, so for the first card, we are going to use a 4x8 piece of thick basic white and the designer series paper. This is the Gingham Cottage DSB. Hey, Kathy, thanks for being here. And this is Blushing Bride. So we're going to go ahead and hear this, and excuse my reach. I'm probably going to have to reach in front of myself quite a bit because it's really the only place I have to put my bins of supplies. So let's hope I can get this on straight. Okay, so we have our piece of Gingham Cottage. And then we are going to do some stamping. On one of the cards, if you saw the card with the poinsettias on it, I did not realize that the dies and embossing folder, hybrid embossing folder, was retired. So I did use the dies on that one, but you can easily hand cut. I know, I am, Tracy. I just painted my nails earlier. I was telling Tammy about it, and this is a kit that I got off of Amazon. I sent a picture to Patty. So she ordered, I think, a couple kits from this same brand. So she's going to give me her thoughts on what she thinks versus the brand that she normally uses. But yes, it's awesome. Yep, we're getting Tammy on board. Fun, fun. Okay, so we're going to stamp. And we're going to use the Cottage Wreath stamp set and the dies, the coordinating dies. Let me tell you, friends, I spent a good 20 minutes trying to line up the dies for this wreath. Was so frustrated, and then was like, am I using the wrong wreath die to try to line this up? Sure enough, Yes, it does, Tracy. It keeps it off the cards. They stay shiny. It lasts forever, and it's so fast. I love it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to stamp the wreath that is made with the leaves. And let's not dump ink on my card over there, which would not be uncommon. You know what? Hold on. I need to grab a piece of cardstock to stamp off on. Or not cardstock, copy paper. Because we're going to stamp off once with the garden green. Hey, Melanie, so glad you're here. Thanks for joining. We just started the first card. Was a little bit late, had some speaking issues too, technical difficulties. So we're just going to stamp off and stamp that on. And then we are going to stamp the wreath that is made from the branches in soft suede. Now, I don't know if these are supposed to line up perfectly. I didn't really care. So I just kind of, just stamped it. And the reason that I stamped off the garden green is because I wasn't sure how well the soft suede would show on top of it. So I tried to play it safe. Oh boy. So check this out. So I washed my chamois today, or rinsed it out. Apparently tried to wash it, and I got too much soap in it. And I thought that I had, Farfig Newton. I thought that I had rinsed it out well enough, but apparently not. So there's that. Oh, look, I got ink on my paper already. Not even a color I was using. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to stamp the bow in Daffodil Delight. Did I not pull? See, I knew I wasn't going to be prepared. I was all prepped and everything by about 11:30. And of course, I didn't have everything where it was supposed to be. Okay, we're going to stamp this little bow. I love these stamps. Do we call these distinctive stamps the ones that don't stamp solid? They have a bit of texture, or do we call them something else? I love them. They are just the neatest looking stamps once you stamp them. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe my chamois. If I had a sink in here, I could just wet a new one, but these are all going to have to be rinsed afterwards. I don't think I'm using 2 of any stamp, so we might be safe. All right, let me move some of this aside because we are going to need to bring in the die cutting and embossing machine. And I put new plates on it. Well, I really needed to switch replace the plates, but I was hoping it wouldn't make the loud, obnoxious clicking sound. Okay. I'm missing my bow. Well, friends, you might have to just hand cut the bow. Oh no, here it is. Wow. I know, and I rinse them out, but I kind of feel like soap works a little better, especially if you have dark. Don't say anything, Tracy. I found my Post-its, but I forgot to put them in my craft room. I obviously used way too much soap. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. So anyway, I had tried to put it in the washing machine once. I don't even know if this is the right one. So we're going to have fun together. I don't think it is. But for some reason, after I had washed it and, let it air dry, it smelled. If this is the wrong dye, somebody let me know. You guys, could we just, I'm sure there's something Stampin' Up does that is supposed to make this easier for us, but I would not be the person that knows that. See, this middle doesn't line up, so it can't be that one. Okay, well, I know somebody out there that is smarter than me knows how this goes in here. I should have pre-cut this, you guys, so you didn't have to sit here and watch. There we go. Oh my gosh. We should have timed that. Line up the tab on the die with the tab on the stamp. Okay, so I remember that from I don't know, was it a couple years ago or something that they did something like that? But okay, where is the tab only on the stamp case? Because I don't see a tab on my stamp. I don't know. You know me. I mean, that's just kind of how I roll. I didn't even think there was a die for this cute little bow, and then I saw it yesterday. Once I get it lined up, Melanie says, once I get it lined up, I put a Sharpie dot at the 12 o'clock position on the stamp and the die. You know, Patty, I just looked and that's what kind of confused me when I was making this. I didn't see it. See, there's no tab on the stamp case either. And I thought that they had done that in the past, and I was kind of looking for it and I didn't see it. And I just figured, well, it's probably just me because, you know, I overlook things sometimes. Oh, okay. No more tabs. All right. So for anybody watching that also struggles with this, please see Melanie's tip. And if you're on, Melanie is on Facebook. So if you're on YouTube, you can't see Melanie's comment. So I'll read it again. She said once she gets it lined up, she puts a Sharpie dot at the 12 o'clock position on the stamp and the die, so that in the future, she knows exactly where they line up. Smarty, smarty. Okay. Oh, look at, it's always, the first cut is always painful, isn't it? All right, let's set these aside. Originally, when I made this, I had made the, cut the bow out of the distressed gold specialty paper, and I just didn't care for the way that it looked. I didn't obviously stamp on it. I just die cut it with this bow die that has, what do you call this? It has details in it, but it just kind of fell flat. So I decided to use a colored bow. I need to find my teeny tiny sentiment strip. Okay, so we're going to stamp this, and we're stamping it with the Merry Christmas from the Cottage Wreath stamp set. I need to find my little block inside. Oh, okay. You are right, Patty. There we go. Yep. Okay. Yeah, see, I didn't even notice that. I guess because I'm never really looking at the inside except for to lay down my stamp, assuming I actually put it in the right place, because sometimes I just put them in there. So, okay, good to know. All right. However, I may still use Mel's tip just because I'd never have to look again. And yeah. At least it didn't take me as long to get that one lined up, even though I cut it a bit wonky, but. Okay, so let's try this and see if we get the sentiment straight on the first try. If not, I have an extra strip we can stamp on a few times to hopefully get it right. Then there is the tab on the die. Yes, okay, that I did notice, which was why I was curious why I didn't see anything on the stamp itself. I did not even think to look at the inside of the case. So, mystery solved, everybody. Learn something new all the time. Just wait until you see what I learned for the next card. Ooh, check that out. It's straight. I don't even know if I should be cleaning my stamps at this point since they're all going to be covered in soap. Okay, close this up before I stick my hand in it. And we can get to assembling. Okay, let me find my Tom here. I think I have 2 in here, and one is almost empty, so I don't want that one. Oh my God, hi Jimbo. That's okay. I had technical difficulties. Apparently I'm gonna glue my table. So, you know, we got a little bit of a late start. You know, I hate when adulting interrupts fun. Okay, so we'll get our wreath on there. And then, see if I can pick up my bow. Did anybody ever answer about this style of stamps? If this is called, if they're still called distinctive stamps, or if we don't call them anything special anymore? Okay, why can't I find my, oh my gosh, you guys, I am always such a hot mess. Now I can't find my, oh, never mind. They were over here to the side. And I need to get out a pack of regular size dimensionals. I have a whole bunch of extras, but I forgot. So we get to play with the mini ones today. I'll get my take your pick tool out here in a minute. Sorry if I'm off screen. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so we're just gonna put our Merry Christmas sentiment there. Let's see, hold it up. Okay. And then for the embellishments, we are going to use some of the Rhinestone Basic Jewels. Sorry for all the crinkling. Oh my gosh, I keep popping off the rhinestones instead of pulling the sheet out of the package. Okay. All right. Oops, got a little dimensional backing on there. All right. Grab my bone folder. Probably should have done this before I put the rhinestones on, but you know what? We'll manage. And there we go. There's the first card. Super simple. Just a little bit of die cutting and stamping. Okay, great, Kathy. Thank you for checking. I wasn't sure if anything had changed. I just remember when they were introduced. I appreciate you looking that up. All right, people, card 1 is down. Let me get some stuff set aside here, or kind of put away, glue my hand, so that I'm not losing too many things after this is over. The other day, when I was making the card that we're going to make now, it has a little tiny stamp for the center of the poinsettias, or poinsettias, however you say. And I could not find it anywhere. I had taken it out of the stamp case and then went looking for a block for it. And I was like, don't ever do that again. Don't take it out of the stamp case until you have something to stick it to. Eventually I found it, but okay. So let's set this aside and we will go ahead and make the second card. All right. So for the second card, we again have a 4x4 card base. And then we have a piece of 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 basic white. This is actually the thick basic white. We are going to emboss that. And of course, I didn't bring out my embossing folder. It's so funny because I have all of this written down on my notebook. If you went to On Stage, you got one of these notebooks. Is that what, are we calling it a notebook? Paper pad? I'm not sure. But anyways, I love this. And if you look at the edge, look at that. Seriously, so pretty. But I wrote all my measurements and supplies in this and then forgot stuff. So how organized am I? Okay, so we're going to emboss the white panel with that. And then we have another piece of the Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper, which we are going to cut at an angle. And we have our parakeet party for the sentiment. And then this is our piece of paper for stamping our poinsettias. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp those first. And I apologize that I'm going to use the dies for this card, not realizing they are retired. Not sure how I missed that, but I did. So fortunately, though, they're super easy to hand cut. Wait, I don't want that. Okay, so we've got all of our stamps on blocks. And we're going to stamp in Poppy Parade. So we're going to do one large one. Oh, I just love this color. It's so bright and fun. And 2 small ones. I know I'm going to run out of blocks from not being able to clean my stamps. And then, of course, I did pull out Petal Pink. Oh, it fell in the bin here. And then we are going to stamp the middles with Petal Pink. Wow, did I get those off center? Well, I doubt anybody's going to care. Okay, and then while I have that, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment. The sentiment is the Joy from Handmade Wishes. I absolutely love this set. I think it is so cute. But see what I mean about my stamps? Like there's still some on here and then there's some in here. I had not used it yet. And if you have not seen the retiring list yet or the carryover list, they are both on my blog, which is stampwithmarcee.com. But the retiring list is huge. And I was really bummed to see that this stamp set is retiring. But, you know, I mean, what do you do? It's a holiday catalog for the most part. And as much as I wish they would just keep all the Christmas stuff, I get it. They got to make room for the new. So, but usually when things retire, I tend to get rid of them, but I think there's going to be a lot of Christmas stuff I'm keeping this year. The holiday catalog is usually the worst for me because it's just hard not to buy a ton of stuff out of it. Even though I don't send Christmas cards, I usually end up buying a ton of stuff. All right, let's get that back in there and we will go ahead and cut the poinsettias. Does everybody here have one of our hybrid embossing folders with the dies? they're stuck to my tape. I think they are absolutely brilliant. And I'm glad that, I'm not going to remember the name of the, well, it won't be a bundle when it carries over. The Ringed with Nature. I really like that one too. This one is super, super pretty with the frame. This frame right here. Sorry, this cuts out of the embossing folder. I think I have something over here that I made where I can show you really quick. So this is just something I made that I haven't used yet, but the background is embossed with the embossing folder. And then I also cut this out. This is all ink blending. I was going to use this for fall time. And then this also cuts out of it, I think. Yes, it does. It's a separate die, but you can insert it. Anyways, it's gorgeous. And yeah, I agree, Patty. Super cool concept. I don't think that anybody else has something like that. And it's just, oh, it's so amazing. All right. Let's do that. And then, pardon me, but I'm going to tear this cardstock so we can cut that at the same time. And the little tag is from the mini pocket envelope dies. So it's a tight fit. So what I do is I try to kind of line the part that goes in right here somewhere in the center of the J so that it doesn't cut off the bottom of the J, and then also doesn't cut off part of the Y, but it works. So, and nobody's going to know that it's not a coordinating die. All right, get this all run through here. Thank you, everybody. Yes, I was like, I realized that when I was doing my links for my blog and for the YouTube description, I had put in the embossing folder instead of the dies. And I was like, oh no, I have to fix that. Well, then I went searching for the dies and nothing was coming up. And I was like, oh no. So that's when I realized that they were not available anymore. All right, and we just need to cut this last small flower. Tape's coming apart. I think sometimes when your tape, if it gets cold in your craft room, I don't know if it gets brittle, but my tape seems to be tearing really easy, and it's not like it's, you know, really old tape or something. I bought it this year, so I need to get out the Post-it notes that Tracy sent to me. I just keep forgetting. You would think that every time I die cut and then my tape ripped, I'd be like, okay, go get those Post-it notes now. Nope. All right. So let me see what I mean. It's like tearing's all stuck to my die. Oh boy. Okay. Well, there's still some on that die, but I will fix that later so you don't have to watch me peel tape. And then I'm going to get my little tag here put back in. Those little dies sometimes, it's like they jump ship. Okay, so let's get this put back where it belongs for now. Actually, I probably should not have put that away because we still need to emboss our panel. So let's just move all this over here, get rid of that stuff, And there's our gray piece. So let's do our embossing really quick. I love embossing folders too, especially the 3D ones. I was really happy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that the leaf fall, the leaf fall embossing folder carried over. And that is just a gorgeous embossing folder. Nope. Sorry for the loud bang. Oh, and I wanted to mention that I have finally started a monthly newsletter. So if you're a demo and you subscribe, it's probably going to be redundant since you know all the upcoming stuff, but you are more than welcome to subscribe if you want to. And if you are not a demo, you don't even need to be a card maker or anything. You just, if you're interested and you would like to receive it and see what's going on with Stampin' Up, it is only monthly unless we have something going on that's a promotion. Sometimes we have weekly deals, and then it would just be something each week, just super short and sweet. There will be a sign up link in the description on YouTube, and they are also available on my blog. So I'm really happy to have that started because it's been on my to-do list, but content creation is not my strong suit. So yay me. All right, so we are going to glue down our embossed panel. I always have a hard time on this one telling which one is the correct side, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It kind of looks the same on both sides, really. So pretty. I have not looked at the retiring list in detail. I hope this doesn't retire. This is in the annual, so we wouldn't know at the moment, but I love this embossing folder. Okay, so now we're going to cut the piece on an angle. And this is something that Patty taught me. Thank God for people that understand math and all kinds of stuff, because what I had done was I had cut this rectangle. Thanks, Yummy. I had cut this on this card right here, the sample. I had cut this, but I had just eyeballed it. And I did not know how to figure out how to cut this correctly again without maybe, tracing it in pencil or something. So if you're like me and math confuses you, or this would confuse you as well. Patty taught me that what you do is you measure the top. So this is 2.5. And then you measure the side. And this is 3 3/4, I believe. And you just cut that in a rectangle. And then you just cut it on the diagonal. Easy peasy. I was so excited to learn something new. shoot. Okay. Oh, you do. Okay. Okay, you see me. That is so weird. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I'm like kind of laggy over here. Oh, the internet out here, you guys. Okay. And the people are done with the tree, so I know that's not it. I just looked up and all I had was myself holding a card on the screen. So how much did we miss? Was I still live when I explained about this triangle? Oh, shoot. Well, I don't know how to get back on Facebook. Oh, okay. So was I still live when I explained how I cut this triangle? If not, I can go over it again. Okay, I was. Okay, good. So we're good to go ahead and start gluing. Okay, sorry, everybody. It's the first time that's happened to me. I don't know what the deal was. Aliens. Okay, so we're just going to glue these down. Oh, I love Poppy Parade. And this one is going to go on dimensionals. Actually, let's see here. I have some of my foam sheets. Maybe I will cut a little piece of this because on the next card, holy cow, we have to go to town with dimensionals. Whoop. Let's see. I have to cut him a little bit. Okay, we're just gonna pop that up there. And then he's kind of there. We will go ahead and do the twine and the tag. And I know that tying this bow is going to be something else. You know how it is when you're on screen. That's why I always use way too much ribbon or twine because I struggle, especially with this. This is so tiny. So I'm going to thread this and then I am going to actually adhere this down and make it easier for me to tie it. I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to go quicker, but hopefully it won't move like it is right now. Okay. Already I'll twist it up. Twine can be kind of a pickle because it likes to kind of do some twisty things when you pull it and tie it. But the nice thing is that it's pliable. So you can pull on it to make it stop twisting around. Wow. Seriously, like the fastest bow I've ever tied in my entire life. Okay. And I'm the girl who likes longer strings on my bows. So we have that. And then we are going to embellish with our adhesive back seasonal sequins. I love these things and I way overbought on them. So I have a ton of these. Yeah, struggles with the take your pick. So we are just going to embellish with 5 of these. Possibly, if I can get them off of my sheet there. Actually, sorry, you know, in particular. Oh, my putty came off on my sheet. Oh, well. Okay, and there we have the second card. Thank you, Patty. I thought it was cute too. It took me a while to find something that I could stamp this in that was small enough. At first I was trying a larger sentiment, but it just felt like it took away from the poinsettias. So anywho, that's number 2. I love the embossing. So pretty. Okay. So the next one is a bit more detailed. We were going to have some loud heat tool. Get some of this stuff put away here. I just throw it all behind me and then I can't find anything I'm looking for. Both of my cats are in here being very good. They decided to take a nap, so hopefully nobody will be crawling across the screen today. All right, card 3. Thanks, Kathy. Thank you, Tammy. I thought it turned out pretty cute. It takes me a long time to create cards, so it's always beneficial when I actually like them when they're done. Okay, so now this one might be one where Patty might have to leave the live or close her eyes because this one has a lot of angled layers and dimensionals. Okay, so I decided not to use that. All right, so we have our 4x4 card base and we have our 3 1/4 or 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 snowflake vellum. Originally, I was going to use the one that was white, the flocked white snow, but I decided to go with silver. Okay, I'm just laughing at Patty. I warned her yesterday. I showed her a picture of the card and was like, eh. Okay, so this is the Snowflake Specialty Vellum. And there are several patterns in this. It's very pretty. And then we are going to use this green stripe paper, which is from the Santa Express DSP. This is 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then we have this piece here, which is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And we are going to emboss this with the Snowflake folder from the Wintry Embossing 3D embossing folders, which I don't think I snuck out either, but fortunately right up front. So we're going to use these. And then we have a piece of shaded spruce, which we are going to stamp, heat emboss, and then punch. So let's get started. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And since this has layers over it, you're not going to see the adhesive, which isn't a concern for a lot of people. I personally don't like to see the adhesive under vellum, but you know, it's the nature of the beast. This is not straight. That's also the nature of the beast in my world. Is this even cut straight? Because that can also be a problem for me. I think it's cut straight. If it's not, we're out of luck and we have to use a different pattern because I only had this in 6x6s. And so I was limited to how much of a panel I could cut. And I only had one piece of this and I'd already cut some of it. Okay, so there we have that. And then we are going to put on our striped piece. I'm so glad my live came back up because I have no idea how to fix that. I mean, I'm guessing I would have to come up with a whole new link and for the stream and for myself. Okay, so we are going to do this. And I'm going to go ahead and fold this now. Get some of this stuff out of the screen here. We don't need any more of these inks. Okay, and then I will go ahead and bring out the die cut machine again so that we can emboss. I love these folders. If they retire, I'm going to cry about that too because they're so pretty. There's one that has the snowflakes that we're going to use, and then there's one that has these fir branches, which are so pretty. Okay. Are these, I think these are, yes, they are 3D. Just wanted to make sure before I, so I had the plates right. I actually want more of the smaller snowflakes, so I think I'm going to put it up towards the top. Sorry, I know I'm not completely on screen. I just don't have a ton of room with these bins in front of me. Might have to figure out something different next time. I have a paper tray that sits on my table too that my catalogs sit in and other stuff, but I had to move that onto the floor. It's kind of cramped over here. Okay, so we've got that. Let's get our embossing machine back in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this down. I use plenty of seal because sometimes embossed things want to pop up. Okay, and then let me grab my little kit here. This, thank you, is carrying over. This is something I did not think I was going to need that I needed. This thing is awesome. Okay, so the last stamp set we are going to use is one that I have already thrown behind me. I'm going to use Handmade Wishes again. And we are going to use this one right here. And then another thing I forgot to add to my blog post was I used the sweet gingerbread and the Handmade Wishes for the sentiment. I combined the sets to make the sentiment because not everything in the Handmade Wishes will fit in this. Oh boy, where did I put my bag for static? That's always in my tray. It's probably right in front of me. No, it's still in the drawer. All right. So anyway, I wanted to find something or see if I could find something that would fit well in this little square. Okay, let's get our foam mat since this is photopolymer. Check. I am so glad I ordered a ton of extra blocks. Oh my gosh. Comes in handy when you don't get all the soap out of your chamois. Okay. Get our Versamark on here, not on the screen. All right, let's hope this. I need to look. Okay, so the punch punches this way. So I need to make sure I stamp it in the right direction. Okay, that looks good. And we're going to, you know, I think I'm just going to do it all at once. So I did, from this one, I did the From Our Home to Yours. Let's hope I don't biff up the Versamark, but, and that I stamp it straight. Sorry if my head gets in the way. The glare from the lamp makes it hard, excuse me, hard for me to see because it glares on the block and then I can't see through my block. Okay, so we used that one from the sweet gingerbread. And then we are going to use the outlined love from Handmade Wishes. I might need to take a drink here in a second. It's like doing surgery over here. I just hope this is straight. I want to do this all at once because if you emboss in steps, especially when things are close together and in the same area, you can you'll reheat the embossing powder and it can kind of get warbly. Probably not the right word, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so do that. Grab my embossing powder. Looks like I got pretty even coverage. Okay, so let's unscrew the cap here. Pour it. You can't even see me. I mean, not that you want to see me dumping embossing powder back into a container, but just doing fun stuff off screen. Okay, and then, pardon the noise, we are going to heat emboss. We are going to watch the magic. Okay, there we go. All pretty and shiny. I don't think I will ever get over the magic of heat embossing. I mean, whoever invented heat embossing is a hero in my book because it is just such a fabulous technique. Okay, so my punch. Yes, me too, Tammy. I used to be a scrapbooker before I started making cards. And I honestly think that's true for quite a few people. They saw heat embossing and went, wow. But I was just like, this is the coolest thing ever. You know, you've got it and you can get different colors and, you know, it doesn't take a long time. You get fabulous results. And you know what, you guys, I totally stamped that in the wrong direction. I was supposed to lay it like a square instead of in a diamond. I don't know how this is going to look, but that's okay. You know what? We will just roll with it. So we're going to use some of the silver threaded twine. I love this stuff too. Yes, this is a big piece, but I have to allow for error. So I'm just going to stick some seal down there. And I just kind of make, you know, some random loop that I stick down to the seal. If I get the adhesive in the right place. Let's see what this is going to look like under here. Okay, so we're going to cut this down. Probably more than that, but and then we will need to see where I need to put dimensionals because see on this one, it's different. I remember at, I think it was when we were at the 30th anniversary. No, not 30th. Was it 30? Yeah, 30th anniversary on stage. And Shelly was talking about how they would do heat embossing on the stove. And I think she said they almost started a fire one time, which I thought was pretty cute. Okay, so this needs doubled up dimensionals to stick down to the card with this twine because the twine's so thick. So I'm just trying to see, since the spots are going to be different, where I need my dimensionals this time. So this side, that side, that side. Okay. So here comes the fun and monotonous part, is mini dimensionals and having to double stack them. If you've never done this before, it's not a horrible process, but I would recommend that you do take the backing off of the first dimensional, because I didn't do that last night part of the time, and they just tend to pop right off when you put down the second one. I'm sorry you guys are having to watch this crazy process. But I didn't know, unless I, heat embossed it ahead of time and then stuck the dimensionals on. Make sure they're all off. Okay. $30 for a heat tool was like a fortune. Yeah. I mean, I think that's even kind of, that's pretty standard, I think, nowadays, isn't it? But still, $30 is a good chunk of change. My hands get stuck to this. I bet there were plenty of accidents with stoves and heat embossing. Okay, I think that is going to work just fine. That was actually a much quicker process than I anticipated. I have to do these with my hands because I don't want to pull them apart. I wonder if the process of heat embossing will ever change in the future. How long are we going to use like the heat tool that we have now, or something that looks like that? It'd be interesting to see. Okay, so there we go. That is stuck down. And now we are just going to embellish with some iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. These are one of my favorite embellishments. Oops, I need to get more putty out of my tool here. Oh. I actually kind of like the punched sentiment facing this way. I think I need another glue dot, or not glue dot, but dimensional somewhere. Feels like it's not exactly level. I think it's because that twine keeps popping up. Okay, anywho. Oh, thanks, Tracy. I'm glad you like it. So there's the third card. This is what the original one looks like. I feel like my loop is kind of too skinny there, but do you guys prefer one sentiment over the other, as far as one looking square and one being more diamond shaped? Thanks, Kathy. Okay, I will fix that later. You guys are like, really? It's fine. All right, so we've got dimensional backing everywhere. All right, so I will bring out all of the cards that we made today. Face them the right way. I've got my big mess here. So here's what we made. 3 little 4x4 cards. I hope you guys enjoyed making them with me or watching me make them. I always say we make them. So thank you for coming back. Thanks, Patty. Thanks for coming back today and watching me after my extended break during November. I really miss doing my lives. So this was a lot of fun. You are so welcome, Kathy. Thank you for being here. I will be back next week. I'm not sure what I'm making yet, which is probably what I say every week. But I hope you will be back and we will have fun. And I appreciate you all being here today. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye, guys.